A 3-year-old kid rejected the draw offer made by the 12th world champion Anatoly Karpov. But why? Let's have a look at this game. So Anatoly Karpov was made to play against this brilliant genius kid who was called as Mikhail Osipov. The child is very passionate about chess and probably had started learning chess when he was still in the womb of his mother. Because the kind of play that he displayed in this game was absolutely unbelievable. So when Karpov asked the kid as to which color he would like to play with, the kid smartly chose the white color. And so the game began. Karpov took 2 minutes on his clock while the kid was given 10 minutes on the clock, given that he's too young and playing against a world champion. So the kid started with d4. Wow! This guy definitely knows how to control the center and probably knows a lot more about chess than anybody else. Karpov replied with knight to f6 and now c4. Wow, taking control of the strong center, and now e6 by Karpov. Knight to c3. Brilliant play by the 3-year-old kid. And now bishop to b4. Karpov immediately pinned this knight to the white's king. The little guy over here felt a bit uncomfortable having this bishop over here in his own territory. So he decided to kick off this bishop with the move a3, immediately attacking the bishop. And here Karpov decided to create weakness in white's territory. So he went on exchanging his bishop for the knight, and now white has two doubled pawns over here on the c file. That could be a weakness. But that doesn't really bother this kid much. Karpov here played c5, giving the kid a free pawn and allowing white to get a triple isolated pawns on the c file. Now, since this little guy is not very much aware of the positional concepts, he went on accepting this free pawn over here. So d takes c5. Well, I won't blame the kid, he's just 3 years old. But hey, he's playing against the world champion. Wow, that requires a lot of guts. And now Karpov immediately attacked the pawn with knight to a6. The kid is like, fine, I'm not going to waste my time in protecting this pawn over here. I'll rather focus on development. So he plays bishop to g5, pinning this knight to the queen. Karpov played knight takes pawn, and now the kid simply focuses on development, knight to f3. And now here, instead of immediately castling, Karpov decided to finish the development of his other pieces. So he played b6 with the idea either to fianchet to the bishop on the light square diagonal, or maybe to get this bishop over here in order to target this another pawn, which is a weakness. And now g3 by the little guy. He wants to fianchet to the bishop. He doesn't want Karpov to have this diagonal by himself, and also he's looking forward to quickly castle in the game. And here Karpov played a very interesting move, h6, immediately attacking the bishop. Well, what's the idea? He's laying a cute little trap that if the kid makes a mistake of moving this bishop back over here, then the bishop would get trapped with the move g5. So he was just checking if he's aware of this idea, but this little guy cannot be underestimated. He already saw what Karpov was up to. So instead of retrieving his bishop back over here, he decided to exchange pieces over here. So he went for bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, and now what is the threat? Well, the threat is this. Karpov is not only attacking this pawn but is also threatening to fork black's pieces. If you block the check with your knight, then the other knight can immediately attack this knight and a hell lot is coming over here. So how is the kid gonna respond to this threat? Well, very calmly, very patiently, he played knight to d4, blocking this attack of the queen. Well, there are some slight errors in his moves, but the way he is responding to everything is just brilliant. And now since the knight has moved from this diagonal, Karpov played bishop to b7, immediately attacking white's rook. Karpov is constantly attacking, and the way this kid is defending is just commendable. So how did the kid defend this position? Well, he played f3. I know this weakens his king side, but he wasn't afraid to weaken his king side and protect this rook over here. Simply brilliant. And now black castled, and the kid also focused on finishing his castling. So he played bishop to g2 in order to castle quickly over here, and now bishop to a6. Since there is nothing to be done on this diagonal, so Karpov decided to attack this weak pawn over here, which is currently undefended. And now the kid knows that this pawn cannot be defended, because if he blocks this attack, then after bishop takes knight, pawn takes bishop, queen takes pawn check. White cannot block the check with his queen, otherwise he will end up losing the rook. So the king will be forced to move, in which case he will lose the castling rights. So therefore the kid knew that this is definitely not working. So what should we do when you are under attack? Well, you counter attack your opponent. And how did the little guy attack the world champion? Well, he played the strong move f4. Wow, opening up the diagonal for this bishop in order to attack this rook over here. Rook moved to c8 and now white simply castled over here. And now bishop takes pawn, and here at this point of time, the little guy was running down on time on his clock. So Karpov politely offered him a draw, explaining him that he doesn't have a lot of time on his clock to execute his attacking plan and go on winning this game. But the kid had a dream of beating this world champion, so he refused the draw offer and played f5 over here. The idea is, if you capture this, then rook can capture back the pawn with an attack on the queen. But Karpov doesn't want to allow all of this, so he simply blocked the attack with e5 and also counter-attacked white's knight over here. The kid took the knight back to f3, and now d5 by Karpov, taking a strong control of the center squares. And here at this point of time, the kid was out of time on his clock and he lost the game. He was utterly shattered with this result and he ended up crying in front of the audience. He went on to his mom, hugged her, and expressed his sadness for losing this game. But Karpov was totally shocked that a kid of just 3 years old could play such brilliant chess. He was later awarded a medal as well as a signed book by Karpov. And this is how this little chess prodigy went on to create a history. I really hope you enjoyed watching the game of this cute little guy. If you really did, then please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more such amazing content. And now here is the question of the day for you. It is black's turn to move, and can you find a way to win some material in this position? Let me know your answers in the comments box and I'll see you in the next video.